but we were wrong about a lot. We
And by a lot, honestly.
yeah. What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Week 2 of Nick's Picks. And last week, I would like to point out we were not all that good. But I don't even have to say that I'm joined once again by Ben. But I just said it anyway. Ben, how you doing?
I am exhausted. Work was very busy the last 2 days, but you know what? There were some good games. Monday night was absolutely spectacular. I didn't think it was going to be a fun Monday night, honestly. Some
We
good
were
games.
wrong about a lot. The score is 11-9. Ben did take the lead. I will flash up on the screen real quick all the finals from last week and who got points from what game. And I didn't mention this last week, but how the points are going to work is all of the games that we actually predict, like our game of the week, the upset, our fan pick, and the wild card. Those are all worth 2 points per prediction. All the other picks are going to be worth 1 each. We still get 5 points for getting the score correct, and we do get 2 points for the 2-point conversion. And speaking of getting score correct, I got a score correct. I just
No,
got
you
the
didn't.
teams wrong.
So we're already off to a great start for this
I came
season.
close, actually, with a couple.
So we will start week 2 off the same we started off week 1 with the game of the week, the games we think are the best game of the week, the game to watch. And we both actually agreed on the game of the week, but instead of having us just predict the same game, like we will have to next week when the Giants play the Falcons, to get some extra games in there, we made one of us change the pick. But
My game of the
Homer.
week
and what we both had as the game of the week is the Chiefs and the Ravens on Sunday night. They are playing in Baltimore. Baltimore suffered not a bad loss, but a heartbreaking loss against the Raiders last night. Well, for us last night. The Chiefs, on the other hand, looked like they were going to suffer a tough loss against Cleveland, but managed to come back late in the game. I love how after the game somebody mentioned that there was a meme about him with a "fuck it, Tyreek's got to be down there somewhere." And Mahomes had seen it. He's like, you know what? It do be like that sometimes. I do have the Chiefs winning this game 35-27 over the Ravens. The only reason I have it a close game is I think the Ravens are going to come out hot, and the Chiefs do have a tendency to come out a little slow in games, but like they did last week against Cleveland. But I do think the Chiefs are too much for Baltimore. And like I said in the beginning, until Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs can prove that they are not out there just scoring at will and bombing it 50 yards downfield without even having to know if Tyreek is open or not, I cannot pick against the Chiefs. So I have the Chiefs 35-27 over the Raiders for my game of the week.
Yeah, obviously that wasn't going to be mine, but I decided to change it. And honestly, I'm also picking this more so because I expected better out of the other team. So my game of the week is going to be the Seahawks versus the Tennessee Titans. And in this one, I have Seattle winning 30-24, mainly because I don't think originally I was going to have Tennessee starting off 0-2. I thought they would either beat Arizona or lose in a close one to Arizona. But they just got absolutely curb stomped by like Chandler Jones, 5 sacks. Murray threw like a dot in the air. Like he was like visibly in the air. Probably made it up to like 6 feet finally for the first time in his entire life. And then just threw it. And you know the Titans. I mean, we knew their defense wasn't great, but you have Derrick Henry. He was a no-show. AJ Brown, up and coming. He was a no-show. And Julio, you just traded for him. He was a no-show. And then Seattle played Indianapolis week 1. So I think that this is, I think, Seattle's first real test because obviously it's a playoff team from last year. And I do think Tennessee will bounce back. I just don't think they'll win. But yeah, like I said, I got Seattle winning this one 30-24. I had to double check my score every single fucking time, honestly. I never remember.
So for the upset of the week, the first thing I want to talk about before I bring up the game that I am picking is we made it seem like last week that there was no chance in hell that the Dallas Cowboys were going to beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And god damn it, they came close. They came, and I hate to say it, Dallas looked good in that game. And maybe Tampa looked bad comparatively, but like Dallas just looked good. They play the Los Angeles Chargers this week, who I picked in my upset last week to lose to the Washington football team. They didn't do that. Now, that's partially, I think, because Fitzpatrick got hurt. I predicted that Fitzmagic would be the reason that they won that game. He ended up getting hurt. I can't really predict that. But as far as the Cowboys playing against the Chargers go, the Chargers are the favored team in this game. They are the home team. But I am going with the Dallas Cowboys 28-20 over the LA Chargers. I just think Dallas played really well week 1 against Tampa. I think they're better than this Chargers team overall. I think Dak is going to have a great game. And I am going to stop myself now before I say anything better about the Cowboys because this hurts.
One of us had to pick a rival at some point. I didn't think it was going to happen for both of us after week 2, but you know what? Here we are. Anyways, my upset, there wasn't many upsets that I could have went with, at least logically, because some of them I'm like, okay, it could be an upset. But I am picking the Bengals to just completely still shock the Bears. I have the Bengals winning this one 27-20. I think Burrow gets they won last week. So this will be the second, and the Bears will go to 0-2. I also think, this isn't my bold prediction, but I do think since we saw Justin Fields a little bit towards in Monday night, a couple plays, I think we're going to see it again in this game, and I think they're going to eventually wane him into it because we all know.
I'll lean into one of my other picks a little bit. I actually have Chicago winning this game because I think Justin Fields is going to play. So last week, both of our teams underperformed, and that's an understatement. And God damn it, Daniel. Now, I'm not going to blame the entire loss on Daniel Jones. I'm going to blame the majority of the loss on the offensive line, which has not fucking improved at all in like 4 years. And if it sounds like I'm starting to get pissed off, it's because I am. I don't understand why we go out and get Kenny Golladay, which he played well, he played fine, and I was happy with the pickup. But we didn't need a fucking wide receiver. We needed offensive linemen. Now, I'm sitting here going off on the Giants, but here's the thing. This is legitimately, besides next week, because I have to do it to spite Ben, legitimately looking through the schedule, the last time I'm picking the Giants this season, unless I see some sort of drastic change. I will pick them in this game 13-10, low-scoring game because the defenses are the only two good things about these teams. I don't know what the story is on Fitzpatrick. I don't know if he's going to start or not, but dude, it was frustrating. I almost did not pick the Giants for this game, and the only reason I'm still picking them is because, I mean, who does Washington have on offense that's like legitimately going to put up more than 13 points, which is what the Giants scored last week. But no, the Giants, I am done talking about.
So you're done talking about the Cowboys and the Giants. So this series is going to be way better going forward. So now I will be. Well, here's the thing. Now you get to see me suffer with Atlanta. So you were right. I was watching a little bit of the game, and they start off hot. Yeah, they were in the red zone, and they only scored 2 field goals, but they looked very promising. But I feel like Arthur Smith didn't realize he doesn't have Derrick Henry anymore. Like, yeah, Cordell Patterson had a long run, and he did great, but that's not going to happen every time. Like, they were running, like, weird plays, like on like 2nd and goal at like the 12 or whatever. They do like an inside zone. They run it up the middle. Like, no. On top of that, Kyle Pitts, you drafted him 4th overall, and he had like 3 catches for like 20 yards. You didn't give him the ball. I get it. Ridley is your number 1. You get Ridley the ball as much as you can. But when you draft Kyle Pitts and you don't use him, I can't pick Atlanta. First of all, I wasn't going to pick Atlanta against Tampa in any kind of way.
Yeah, if you did, I was
Tampa is in a whole nother league. I do have it somewhat close. It's not close at all. I have Tampa winning this one 32-14. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they got shut out because that defense in Atlanta is just god-awful. Offense has to get things together, but I need some drinks.
So the final game that we talk about for the segment is the wild card game, a game that we just wanted to talk about. And I picked the Monday night game, the Packers going up against the Lions, hosting in Green Bay. And the reason that I picked this game to talk about was because I wanted to address a few things about each team from last week. So Green Bay, first of all, I don't care if Drew Brees was still on the Saints or if Tom Brady was on the Saints. Regardless, there is no excuse for losing 38-3 when you have Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, a decently young and talented defense. There was no excuse for it at all. The only thing that popped into my mind watching that game was that Aaron Rodgers must just really be done. Like, he just must be absolutely sick of it at this point. Detroit, on the other hand, surprised us a bit. Detroit was down. What were they down? Like 20, almost 30 points.
I think it was like 41-10 or something. They were down by like 30.
And they still lost the game against San Francisco, but they put up a fight, and I think Jared Goff gets a lot of disrespect, which is deserved in a lot of ways because he just didn't fit in LA. But I do think that he fits with this system quite well, and he could win a few games in Detroit, and he could be their quarterback. I think he's obviously going to need a lot of help around him. Now, I just shit all over the Packers, and I just talked highly about the Lions, and I'm picking the Packers.
Picking the Lions.
I'm picking the Packers 27-21. Yeah, there's no way. There's no way Green Bay goes 0-2 and gets absolutely blown out by New Orleans and comes in and just loses to Detroit. I don't see it happening. 27-21 Packers over Lions.
So my wild card is going to be a divisional matchup between the Bills and the Dolphins, mainly because no other game interests me outside of my game of the week. No game really interests me. I don't care for the Packers and Lions on Monday night. I don't know why that's a Monday night game, honestly, other than I have Green Bay on Monday night. But I feel like you could have still put a better team than Detroit. I don't know how you felt about last week, but I feel like the Bills had so much control in that game, even towards the end when they were losing. Like, I didn't think that they were going to lose until there were zeros on the clock. I'm like, wow, the Bills actually lost. Like, credit to the Steelers defense. They have a great defense. We already knew that they had a elite top 5, top 3 defense, but their offense isn't anything to look at. But the Bills I think they just let it get by them, and I don't think they're going to repeat that again, especially against Miami, who is a very good, a very young team. Got a very close win against New England, which I think that was just more so because of Mac Jones. But I do have Buffalo winning this one 27-24 in a very close game because divisional games are always chippy, except for my pick. But, neither here nor there. But I do think Buffalo will bounce back and show that they are still the best team in this division, like we both predicted. You with them in the Super Bowl and Josh Allen MVP. I do think he didn't look that bad.
He didn't look bad, but it's just not something you want to see from the team that you picked to win the Super Bowl and the quarterback you picked to win the MVP lose to a team that neither of us really believe in all that much in Pittsburgh.
I don't even think I have Pittsburgh. I think I have them finishing third because Cincinnati's in that division. Yeah. But I do think Buffalo bounces back in this game.
So here are all the other picks, the ones that both Ben and I did not talk about throughout the game. So if you want to pause real quick and find your favorite team and see what we said about them, go ahead. But these are all the other picks. They're all worth 1 point compared to the 2 points that all the picks we just talked about are worth. So speaking of 2 points, we head on to the 2-point conversion. And last season I had that Arizona was going to be a dark horse team and Kyler Murray was a dark horse MVP. This year I switched that over to Josh Allen. And now Kyler Murray decides I'm going to have the game of my life against the Tennessee Titans and week 1 just ball out. So I'm going to try to hop on that before that all of a sudden just disintegrates. And, I probably am already talking that into fruition. So I think that Kyler Murray will have at least 250 passing yards and 75 rushing yards. I didn't do 300 and 100 because I don't see him at that like Lamar Jackson elite type of explosive level. He's one of those guys, he's going to make the plays to get the win. That's all he needs to do. So in the fourth quarter, if they're up 14 or something like that, he's not going to be running the ball like Lamar Jackson.
All right, so you're hopping on the hype train with Kyler Murray, but I am going to go with my Super Bowl team in the Los Angeles Rams, and Matthew Stafford completely showed up the Bears like he's accustomed to doing. I think Matthew Stafford is going to have more passing yards in his individual game than Aaron Rodgers is going to have against Detroit, than Jared Goff is going to have against the Packers, more than Kirk Cousins in his game, and Andy Dalton in the Bears against Cincinnati. So I think Matthew Stafford will have – they're the dogs. Matthew Stafford will have the most passing yards out of any of the NFC North quarterbacks. He will have more passing yards than any of them individually because, I mean, the Rams are – who are the Rams playing against? They're playing the Colts, yeah.
So that is it for week 2, guys. That is our game of the week upset, our pick, and the wild card along with our 2-point. All the other picks were flashed on the screen earlier. If you guys are enjoying the new format of Nick's Picks, please let me know with a comment down below and a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And Ben, before I go, because I did forget to do this last time, is there anything you want to say or your dogs want to say before we head out?
I did say Kyle Pitts last week, Rookie of the Year. Not high on that. So I'm just going to say hopefully Tampa's not winning by at least 28-3 because at that point, Tom Brady freaking just trolled Atlanta by having a clock 3-28. So hopefully it's not going to be as bad as I think it is. It probably is going to be, but
I think it's going
as long
to
as
be.
the Giants lose,
I think it's going to
Thursday
be
night,
a slaughter.
I'll be okay.
I think it's going to be a slaughter. But Giants play tonight, guys, against the Washington football team. I hope you guys enjoy that game. I will definitely be watching myself. Guys, I hope you enjoyed. Have a great one. Peace.
Deuces.